Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and it's time for our Passport to Adventure sketch with me. I have picked the third sketch in the series from 2021, the bonus sketches that came out at the end of 2021, and this one is sketch number one. And I've changed it up a good bit, go figure. So I can't wait to share with you what I've done, and I've also made it a two-page layout. To get to the sketch, I have a link in the description box, and you can go and get it from there. But I'm also going to show you what I've done and written on my sketch as usual. So let me get things switched over. Here we go. This is the bonus number one, and I think this probably was a spring sketch. It could be. I put my mat sizes up here, and I did punch out two of our postage stamp borders with our decorative border punch. I'm using Platinum Shimmer, which I'm going off script again from our recommended cardstocks. These are our recommended cardstocks for this collection: Canary Avocado, Dark Sea Green, Navy, and Black. We are going to be using some navy cardstock in this sketch, but I just liked how the Platinum Shimmer worked as well. So we're adding that one, and it also helps to give you an idea of another cardstock that can go with this collection. I also am using the mini Passport to Adventure die cut embellishment pack. I'm not using all of them because I'm going to run my border vertically on the page, and a lot of our stamps that are in this. Okay, let me grab out my lifter stick here. Here we go. I don't know why I couldn't get that up. Here we go. Lifter stick to the rescue. So a lot of our embellishments in this pack run horizontally, and so it was a challenge to find some that ran vertically so it would work on our page. So chances are I'm going to be using that again on a horizontal border. But, I like a challenge, and, I always try to kind of stay with the inspiration from the sketches, but you also know if you watched any of my videos, I like to add larger pictures. I like to add more of them, and I don't want to take up this much of my page potentially with the title and all the decoration. So maybe every once in a while I will want to try one of these out. But if you do, the instructions are on the blog. So you don't necessarily need me to do that. You want me to show you something else you can do with this sketch and be inspired by it as well. Although I do love this idea of the quilt inspired, but maybe another time I'll pull it back in and do maybe a single one or something. Who knows? Never say never. All right. So the pages I'm going to be using are the grid ones, which are on the back side of the fun stamps page. And I don't know. This one just spoke to me, so this is what I am doing. We are going to use the same paper for the base on both sides of our page. And you can probably see a little bit of what I've done here just because it's easier for me to put it in the top. With my navy cardstock, you can see I put the fun edge on it here. You can see it better on here. I'm going to bring it closer, and I will bring it closer at the end as well. But I did pull out my stamping blade on my 12-inch trimmer. What's the point of having all these fun blades if we never use them? And it just really worked. It went well with the layout. It fits this collection perfectly. So pull out your stamping blade when you're working with Passport to Adventure. It adds an extra little fun touch to where we're going to put our photos onto our page. And so I have two pieces of navy cardstock. I've cut 4.5 by 4.5. And I'm just putting a little bit of repositionable tape along the edges to help those stay down a little bit better. I'm going to put a little bit of my regular tape runner in the middle. And these are going to go along the right side of our page. And remember, I said this is our left side of the page. So here's that. And here's this, and I'm just leaving maybe 1/8 of an inch this time. I'm going really pretty close to the edge. And if you all want to see how I cut these, please leave me a comment, because I did do a lot of flipping, paper flipping, if you will. It just, in order to get the edge to match up all the way around with the inset of the stamping blade, you kind of have to think a little bit about it. This is our compass punch, and I did punch that also from the Platinum Shimmer. I had to pull out the box from that one. Here we go. This is the compass punch, and I can't remember if I showed you the postage stamp one. I think I did. But anyways, these are the two punches I did use. They are the companion punches for this collection. And a lot of times I mix and match, but this time it just really worked. It spoke to me. And so that's what I did. And you can see a little bit of where we're going here, but I created a pattern, and I didn't want to forget what my pattern was going to be. And I wound up punching some of my remnant of my navy cardstock piece to fill in some of the pieces down here. And then you can see here are my embellishments from the embellishment pack as well. These are going to go into our pieces that we punched out with the border punch. You know, sometimes there aren't fancy technical terms. What can I say here? My tape runner along the middle and the sides here a little bit. This is going to go close to our edge of our piece here that we just put down, running horizontally again, and you can follow your grid line, which I need to do here maybe a little bit better. And there we go. So this is about, we have, so it's 1.25 inches essentially. I'm sorry. So this is our zero centering ruler is 6 inches from the zero to the edge. So it's 4 3/4 from the right edge of the page. I was reading it from the other end of the ruler there. So we have these fun tickets. And so be careful when you're putting together if you do this pattern, just be aware that there's 2 tickets in the embellishment pack. One has a dark outline and one has a dark inset. And so I really did, like I said, I paid attention to which one I was picking when I did this. So on the left side here, we're starting with the dark outline, and then this one is the darker inset on the globe. And then the airplane has the lighter inset again, the darker outline. So there is a pattern to the pattern as well. And so there were 2 airplanes, 2 globes, 2 compasses, and 2 tickets. And so those were the ones, I mean, like I said, you can see where they were probably made to run horizontally, but these were the ones I found that seemed to work vertically on the page as well. And I'm just using a little bit of repositionable tape going down the line here. Now when I'm on the cardstock, I don't even have to really flip them. I just need to get the tape on. And it's just kind of fun to create this little pattern going down. You could leave it empty with the grid showing through as well, and that would work also. I just thought, we have this embellishment pack. If you bought the punch, you get the embellishment pack. If you bought the bundle, you get the embellishment pack. So chances are if you have the punch, you have the embellishments, so we might as well use some of them. And then from the mat pack, I pulled these two mats. These are 4.5 by 6.5 mats that have the grid on them. This one has a really light beige background with the circle. This one has beige as well. So the reverse is basically a match to what's on the front, but I wanted the grid because that goes with our other grid here. And this is gonna, the solid one's going down here, and it is gonna go a little bit over our border, which is partially why I went ahead and did more of the plain fill-in here on the bottom versus on the top. And I put this on just ever so slightly crooked, so I wanted to fix that real quick here. That's the good and the bad thing about using the grids, is it helps you put things on a little straighter, I guess, than what you normally would. And then this one's going to go up and down this way. And I'm going to pull up this little edge of my compass because it's not going to go over our photo, because remember, we have a 4.5 by 6.5 mat, and our photos are usually 4 by 6. So this is going in maybe 1/4 of an inch. So our photo will still be fine. We don't have to worry about that compass being there at all. And last thing, for this left side of the page, I have my Explore embellishment, but I think I'm going to wait to put them both together. So I found this really cool globe that says Explore in our embellishment pack, and that's going to go through the middle here. And I butted it up to the very top of my trimmer, because if you have a circle, you can go to the very top of your trimmer here in between these two bumps. Just butt your circle into here, and you'll get it exactly centered every time, which is nice. So I cut right directly through the center of that. Here is our left side of our page. And you can see, I don't know. I really liked how the platinum shimmer worked with this. You could easily use our new cool gray as well, cardstock, but just like the little touch of shimmer just adds a little something to the page as well. So we'll put our Explore on in just a moment, and let's get on to the right side of our page. We're going to start with our two 4.5 by 6.5 mats again. And like I said, I did use the stamping blade on these as well. You could use your stamping blade on your mats if you really wanted to just really be cohesive through the entire page. Just take 1/8 of an inch off of each side of your mat, but I just didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't. It's up to you if that's what you want to do. Going a little bit closer here. Making sure I'm about 1/8 of an inch again. And I might have forgotten to put my regular tape on that one. It should hold. I've got my page protector that'll go over it later. That's okay. All right. So there's that one. And next we have another compass and another postage stamp border here. And you'll notice when you do your postage stamp borders, it starts and ends on a slightly different pattern. I did put my larger stamp towards the top. So there it starts on the more rectangular one, and it ends on the well, I should say more rectangular because it's like a square, I guess, if you will. Okay, I've got all my things out of order here. Hopefully not too bad out of order. This in here. So it starts on this one and we're ending on this one. So two different sizes. It's hard to tell here. So it's going to start on that one, end on that one, this one. Let me make sure my pattern. Yes. Whew. Okay. Let's get this tape on this one. If you want to start with your smaller one at the top, that's up to you. I just chose to do it this way because I liked the ticket at the top. And now let's go ahead and get this on our page going vertically. I am eyeballing it with the grid line here. So getting close to our stamp mats here, if you will. Let's flip these and start getting them down into our little spaces that we have punched out for them. Okay, my airplane's going up, not down. I thought if I put my airplanes going down, it would look like I'm crashing my airplane on my page. So made sure I put it going up. And let's get the rest of these in here in the pattern. Oops, that's a little bit off. There we go. All right, I guess it is kind of square-like because I almost put that one in the wrong direction. And so for our last two 4.5 by 6.5 mats, I pulled the ones with the gray tone to them. That kind of almost looks like newsprint a little bit. Back side of this one has the green with stripes, if you will. And this one's going to go down in the bottom corner again, and this one also has the green stripes. So there you go. You could have easily matched those two up as well. That one's going to go this way. And if you want to stay a little bit truer to the sketch, you could put them both going horizontally. I just didn't want to cover up that many of my stamps on my border. Because I wanted them, especially with these ones with the pictures on the top, because if you did this way, you would be covering up some of those. So if you just want to do your colored stamps, maybe you can do it the other way and stay a little truer to the sketch, but you know, this gives you another option. All about showing the options here. And we're going to go ahead and get this one on. This one's going to go just a little bit over as well. And now we're going to take care of our Explore embellishment. Let me pull in my other page, but first I'm going to show you this one closer up here. There we go. And again, you can see where that platinum just really works. It draws things together. We have the navy and the platinum, and we've got the blue and the gray in our mats. And then we also have added in this kind of bluish green color that pulls in from the bluish green in our stamps there as well. So it just, the colors flow. You know, I'm funny about color as well if you've watched any of my videos. I am a chef, and it's, I don't know, color is just one of those things that gets drilled into us. All right, so our Explore, get my pages lined up here a little bit better. All right, let's see if we put this back together and then it'll look good apart, hopefully, is the idea. All right, how's about that? Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm happy with how that looks and turned out. And I think it'll look okay because, you know, in your album it is going to be a little bit separate, but I think people can still figure out that that says Explore through the center of your page. I will attempt to hold that up for you together, but I don't know how well I'll do. There you go. Through the middle, separated a little, you can still read it. And so here's our sketch again. And you can see where their mats are running more horizontally, and they had 3, but so we got 4 on each page. And you can easily make one of these a journal box, but you can also journal in this space here because we have the lighter base to our page. It's easy to write on it. And then, but then we did keep this as the inspiration for running our border horizontally through the page as well. All right, so hopefully you all like that one. You can hit the thumbs up or leave me a comment and let me know, like I said, if you want to see how I cut these closer, because it is a little tricky. You do have to aim your blade and make sure you flip your paper in order to get them all going this inset direction to match up kind of the inset that's created on the outside with our border punch. All right, let's put together a card. Here we go again. I have one of our mats from our mat pack. This one has the bluish color to it. It has a dark background on it. I have cut this mat down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It was one of our 4 1/2 by 6 1/2 mats. We're going to run our card up and down. Oops, I forgot to hang on, reinforce this corner just a little bit because we want our card to stay nice as people open it. There we go. Oops, I'm just ever so slightly off. Sometimes you just need to stack things together here. Okay, there we go. Nice and straight. And so I've taken my navy border stamp that, remember, I used the pieces on our layout. And I thought, you know what, we have this, let's use it on our card. Why not? So I cut it in portions of 3, if you will, because this just fit the card nicely. We can center it with our 0 centering ruler, or you can eyeball it. And, you know, people will know it's a homemade card regardless if you center it or not. There we go. And then I also pulled out both my stickers and my embellishment pack. We have this really cool airplane that just flows really nicely with our colors on our mat. I'm going to pull out my foam tape and run some across the center of our airplane. Grab my microtip scissors here. Oops. There we go. Just want to make sure I get inside the actual airplane. There we go. And that's going to be flowing upwards. And I've got the sky is the limit was what I wanted to say on my sentiment. So hold on. This is what I want here. And I'm going to put it at the top here, but I want to put these two at the top as well. Well, it looks like these two are going to be at the top. I think I picked the wrong. Yeah, I need to switch these. I picked the wrong embellishments. I think, well, no, actually, we'll just put this one in the center and we'll put the other one on the bottom and it'll be okay. It's going to work. So the sky's the limit is going to go up here, and I think I'm going to pop this one up as well. Let me find my foam squares here. We're just going to use a couple of these instead of using the foam tape again. All right. We probably could have used the foam tape again, but I just thought that the width is really close. I don't want to bump things up too much here. So here's the sky is the limit. I thought this would be just a really fun graduation card, maybe, if you know somebody graduating, but I'm also know that hopeful we're going to get an 8x8 album as well. So if the card just isn't enough for somebody you know that's graduating, fingers crossed, we're going to get a graduation album as well. Or if we get a digital kit, we will be able to make our own album for that special someone that's graduating. But I just thought, the sky is the limit when you graduate, right? And so here we also have these enameled airplanes, and I'm thinking we're going to run some through here as well. So we have the blue and the green, so I can get them off the sheet here. There's this blue one. There's this green one. It's kind of funny because we have an airplane down here in one of the stamps. So we have those, and then we're going to use the brownish one and this yellow one as well. Oops. I bent mine a little bit, but it's not going to matter when it's on my card. There we go. So we have all of our airplanes. The sky's the limit. And don't you think that would be such a fun graduation card for somebody? Super cute. And you can also, a lot of people do that Dr. Seuss book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. Here's a perfect card to go with something like that. There we go. And of course, you could use it for any occasion as well. Just don't include the sentiment, maybe. Or you can pick a different sticker from the sticker pack. I had initially pulled out this compass one as well, but I like the binoculars. So up to you what you want to use. And hopefully I gave you a fun idea for a card, helping to use up some of our scraps from our page. That's it for this sketch with me. I'm so glad you joined me, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my interpretation of the sketch with the layout and the card. Until next time.